welcome to the Monday Midsole. I'm your co-host Kev, aka Buckeye City Soul, and we have a great show planned for you today. But first, let me pass it on over to Dwight. Right around your lips.
That's good. It's your boy Polos and Jays, the OG Jay Walker. We got. What is y'all laughing at, man? There go my intro.
Hi, my name's Polos and Jays. The OG like Jay Walker.
Do I sound like that for real? All right, this is your boy Polos and Jays, the OG Jay walker. What's good, everybody? Excited to be here tonight. And I'm going to pass it over to Molly Mall.
Oh, whoa, what up? What's going on, usual suspects? Your boy Molly Mall here, leader of the Light Skin Legion, ready to join in on another great episode of the Monday Midsole. Let's get garking.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into what's in the box. And Ma, have your phone on standby. What's in the box? Sponsored by Unbox App. We are without Mo as well as Rican Power Girl, and shout out to So Wash Academy. But this is where we talk about the shoes that we picked up in the past week, as well as go through what's coming out this week. And somebody hopefully has that ready. But who? Anybody want to show what you picked up? I'll show what I picked up first because I only got one thing. Nice. Space Jam 8's. Yeah, all right, man. You know,
just all right.
Yeah, all right. Like I would say my favorite out of all the 8s that have come out is probably the Cavs joints. I would say all the 8s that re-released. So, but yeah, these are definitely nice. South Beach are nice too. I didn't get those, so I don't. I'm a hater.
Oh, okay.
So, shout out to IBA. Shout out to His Excellence. Was good. Thank y'all for coming through.
IBA. His Excellence.
Appreciate it, man.
What's up?
No, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh, no, it's all good. I think I only got one pickup. This came from Foot Locker. So I just posted these today. This is the Reebok Question Irison 4. Commemorate the 2004 USA Men's Olympics team, hence the colors. So with the Olympics going on right now, timely release. It's dope. Daughter got a pair too. So, that's what makes it even better. So I got to take some twinning pics and hoop a little bit. I got a video that I'm going to post of her as well. So nice little pickup. Shout out to Foot Locker.
Dope.
And Reebok.
I got nothing.
That's it.
What?
I have no pairs.
Damn, son.
It's probably gonna be a minute before I have anything because
you mean except for the Travises that are on the way and all the other heat.
Man,
the Paras that are on the way.
The Paras will probably be here next week, but it'll be after next month.
I'm never getting the Travises.
Yeah, I don't think any of us gonna get them Travis unless they have a real drop.
Yeah, true.
If you ain't getting them, I ain't sure it's only getting them jits.
Yes, I got nothing. I know that's shocking, but them L's been kicking my ass, man. I can't keep paying resale for everything I want.
Nah, bro. It was 2018, 2019? Like you just hit a wall, bro. Eventually you're just gonna get fed up. You go see you don't tally up every year, do you?
Oh no.
Yeah. Do one of those. Keep track of what you're spending every single year, and then you can be like, you know what? F this.
Nope. This is a big time down year for me.
Well, you kind of slowed down a little bit, so it's different. I still want every damn thing, and I can't hit on nothing.
I still go for everything. I still want everything as well.
I mean,
I ain't getting nothing, and I ain't paying resale.
I go for it with a different intensity. I don't I might try one or two spots. I'm not in 200, raffles like I used to be.
I got raffle fatigue, man. I'm tired of filling out raffles and going online and doing all this crap.
Yeah,
All
I'm
for a
tired of
raffle
losing.
bot to sit there and throw in 25,000 entries at the click of a button. Like,
I had money burning holes in my pocket, so I just buy stuff for the car, or I'll invest some. So
that's it. Invest and save, man. Nike's at what, 168, 170 per share.
shit.
Throw my L's
People
there.
gonna be going after shoes when they can't buy no more. When they ain't making no more.
What's good, Flash E Hall? Rock and replenish. KB Fresh Kicks. What's happening? What's happening? What it do? What's good?
Happening?
What is happening? All right. So, anybody want to pull up what is coming out this week?
Let me see what we can do here.
Man, you done had 5 minutes to go ahead and get it together. I haven't teed you up. Man,
Kev, anybody watch Love Island?
What's that?
It's
watch it.
Like a reality TV show around dating.
No. Is it any good?
It's pretty good.
What's the name of it?
Love Island. It's on CBS.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I hadn't watched it. Yeah, I saw it on Paramount Plus. I haven't watched it, but
anybody in the chat watch that?
I've just been watching movies, man. Like whatever pops up on the stick.
Come on, don't tell me I'm the only person sitting there watching.
Now you know what I've been watching? Power Book 3 and Shy.
I gotta catch up on that. Yeah.
Power Book 3 is on point.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad that they jumped forward. I wasn't finished with the previous one. Like I needed more.
Yeah, I wish they would have them all at the same time almost.
It's better than
Netflix syndrome.
I like it
better than 2.
Power Book 3.
Really?
I like it better than 2.
2 was dope though.
It was dope, but I like 3 better, man.
3, I like 3 for nostalgia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the one thing that I did catch on the last one was they had the guy with the grapes, but they was the they had the jump man on the back. I said, nigga, they ain't had them back then.
Right. They always wear heat though, man.
Yeah.
I done seen some black cement 3s on there. I think I seen some infrared 6s on there. They always rocking heat. So yeah, it takes me back. I like that show. It's not just a nostalgia though. I mean, it's like
the clothes too. I
mean that too, but watching what's Ghost's son name?
Start with a T, don't it?
Shit, I can't remember, but
I can't remember. I don't like him. I didn't like him, but then I start liking him.
I mean, I like him, but
you trying to figure out
Ghost's son?
Oh, Tariq.
Tariq, yeah.
I mean, he's gotten better, and I like him, but it's not as realistic as watching the dudes on Power Book 3.
What are y'all watching in the chat? Yeah, Kai said the Shy is trash. The Shy is on point.
Who said that?
It's like
Was that
KIA Shy? Keyshawn?
Never mind.
I can't see the chat. Well, get him the boots. We got to get them out of here. What you talking about?
No, the Shy. I like the Shy, man. I mean, some of the people I wish they wouldn't have gotten rid of, but I understand that they had to do that. So
yeah, it still has a good storyline. I mean, even without Jason.
You look like one of the cats on the show, Kev. That's why I asked if you watch.
What show?
The Love Island?
Yeah.
Man, he ain't no punk, is he?
No. Listen, he could be your son, bro.
Why he got to be a punk when he say?
Because sometimes people say you look like somebody, and they be like, "Who is that?" You're like,
bro, just because you look like somebody, don't mean like you manifest their personality.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, if somebody's like, "Hey, man, you look like Chauncey," I'm like, "Nah, nigga, I don't."
There's a difference between you look like someone or you remind me of someone. You remind me of someone. The personality and all that other stuff comes into play. You're like, well, man, this dude's a punk. But if y'all say you look, that's just physical appearance.
Like, you remind me of somebody.
A$AP Rocky, Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds.
Lamar Latrell. Little Rice.
All right, so let's get to these releases. There's not a whole lot of stuff coming out. You got the Nike Dunk High Women's Aluminum dropping tomorrow. On the 5th, you got the Air Max 2021 Ghost Ashen Slate.
Also, was it the LPN shoes? Some nurse.
Yeah, I'm not
Nurse shoes that haven't quite made the check yet.
Yeah, they got this same shape going on a lot of their new silhouettes. I don't really like the shape, but the heels is too thick. Then you got the Kyrie 7 for the gray schools, the chip.
They probably ain't gonna drop, but
they probably ain't. You said?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Then you got the Jordan Air NFH Raton on the 5th.
Hated it.
Then another Jordan NFH Women's Pale Coral.
Would y'all rock any of those?
You know what? In a nice colorway, I would rock it.
What about like is this the one that has the infrared 6 colorway, and then they've got one that's it's a Concord. I think this is the one that they have that's got those colorways. I was like, but I don't think I want to pay. What are they running for? Like 110?
Now you know if I click on it, it's gonna take me forever to get back.
All right, don't do it now. Don't do it.
Please don't do it.
But yeah, I think they were like 120 or something like that is what I believe they're running for. If they're the same as them, what's that other one, the MA2 or whatever it's called, or M2A, whatever.
Right.
I gotta get a pair of those too. Then on the 6th, you got the Nerd Adidas NMD. I don't know why they're still making these, but okay.
Yeah.
Saturation is
right
at the high.
You got the Kyrie 7 Copa, also on the 6th. And Levi's New Balance collab on the 6th. Those are pretty dope, but I'll be passing.
I think this is Tony Montana interior collection.
All right. On the 8th, you got the Jordan 1 Low. What is that? Sneakers Day. So I don't know if that's coming out over here because we don't have a Sneakers Day.
They come with big earrings.
And Rachi, yeah, that's all stuff next week.
Big earrings.
What every parent should know.
What the hell is this? Oh, okay. And that's all we got for this week, man.
That's it?
Yeah.
Ooh, stuff from all them damn Yeezys that keep dropping.
Yeah, the Yeezys, which we shall discuss.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and get into topics a little early. What shall we discuss? Man, let's start with this. Let me see.
Maserati was good.
I ain't got nothing crazy on my screens now, do I? All right, there we go.
No, just a little porn.
No, I don't watch no porn on this.
Not on this.
You can't watch no porn on no PC. As soon as you get in there, you're getting viruses. Computer gets AIDS as soon as you think about something. Anyways,
all right, don't get us in trouble like the baby.
What the baby do?
Big baby. He's out of Vegas now. Shoot.
Man, talking about people with AIDS and stuff like that. They trying to cancel him big time.
Yeah, I mean,
got dropped from all those Vegas appearances.
Yeah, trying to cancel my guy.
Well, I wasn't saying anything bad. If you have AIDS, we're fighting right next to you, but it will give your computer a form of AIDS, kind of like Kazaa back in the day when you try to download music and your computer just shut down over time.
That was a good old day.
Let's get into 2 users bought 200 plus pairs of Travis Scott Fragment Air Jordan 1s that are going for $3,000 a piece now.
Jesus.
Like, what's the point anymore?
My first question is, where did this information come from that these users grabbed all of those pairs? I would think that it came from somebody who
came from a Discord group.
Oh, it came from a Discord group.
Discord group. They posted a screenshot of how many tasks was run, and then how many checkouts they got.
And my second question is, why can't these sites see this and stop it?
Because they don't want to. Don't matter to them. Why put money into stopping something? It's gonna sell regardless. What it resells for, that's your problem. That's my problem. The fact of the matter is they're gonna put it on there, they're gonna get the money that they want. If they're, let's say they're getting a net profit of $250,000, right? And I'm just throwing a random number out there, but say it's going to cost, 50 grand for bot protection. Why are they going to, only net 200,000 when they could just throw it up there? It's going to sell. They can get their full profit. So, just like medical, right? There's no money in the cure. The money's in the treatment. So,
Right.
they're going to continue to get theirs, and we can cry and bitch about it. Nothing's going to stop until they get hit with a class action or they pass some legislation prohibiting the use of bots. Right outside of that, man, it's a dog eat dog world out there.
Well, do you think that Nike doing stuff like this? Do you think that this introduced more people into reps? Like people are just getting to the point where they're like, man, let me go ahead and just see what they about. Like, do you think that it increases it, or do you think it has zero effect on it?
Twofold. But I'll let Marcus go first.
Hot dog.
What up, E-Money, Hot Dog? I definitely think this is pushing a lot of people to the UAs, because it's becoming, when you go to the UA channels on YouTube, the numbers are rising dramatically. I mean, guys who just started YouTube channels talking about UAs last year, sitting at 20, 30,000 subscribers and getting 10, 15,000 views per show. And I mean, just talking to just people in the community, everybody's so frustrated that I really think a lot of people are going to start buying UAs.
That's crazy.
It is. It's crazy.
It's crazy. So for me, like, it doesn't make me want to go buy a fake. I just won't get the shoe. Like,
I think we're a little different though.
Well, I mean, people.
I've thought that about a lot of other people too. Though.
Here's the deal though. Like, if you like a shoe because it's for status or whatever the case may be, and you're copying that fake because you want to experience that sort of status or whatever, like. I feel like that's the bigger issue. Like for me as a collector and a sneakerhead, if I can't get a shoe, I just won't get the damn shoe. I'll cry, bitch, and moan about it, or I'll pony up and spend the money. But never will I look to buy a fake and think that's okay, right? That's just not who I am. It's not my style. So would it be nice to have these? Sure. Am I going to go out and buy a 98%er? Hell the fuck no. Like that makes zero sense. I'd just rather not have it. Like,
yeah.
And you could say it's for fashion, or you could, like, whatever corny ass excuse people try to throw out there. They look the same. Like, none of that shit matters to me. There's no excuse, in my opinion. If you get got, that's one thing. And you're like, oh shit, yeah, I caught these fakes. I didn't know. But they shouldn't be on your feet.
Right. Now I will say this. I did get a pair of fakes from GOAT that I do wear in the yard.
Well, that's different.
Or like, you know what I'm saying? If it's nasty outside, I will throw them things on.
I mean, that's not like trying to go to SneakerCon and flex in a pair.
Oh, no.
So it's different.
Well, some people do that.
I know.
A lot of people do that.
I know. I mean, it makes me think back now to all the SneakerCons we've been to, and people came in with pairs on. Were they legit? Right. I mean, I know a couple of people offhand, and I'm pretty sure.
I assume they're not until they are. Right. Most people are the opposite. They assume that they're legit until they're not. I like it. If you got something that's super early and there's no reason for you to really have that, you don't have that type of connection, I'm looking at you side-eyed. I don't care.
Right. I mean, even if someone gets lucky and hits, it's almost like the shoes are tainted, because I'm like, all right, you got these shoes, they're going for $3,000 and you on the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Like Trophy Room, for example, the prices dropped, and I've been considering getting a pair. But number one, how do I know they're going to be authentic? You know what I'm saying? That's number one. And even if they are, most people are going to think they're fake.
Right.
And that's something I don't care what people think, but when it comes to something like that, I do give a damn, because I don't want to be known as that guy rocking fakes. I just don't want to be that guy.
Because I mean, the conversations are having without you involved in it.
Right.
Like that's when you go to the mall, because when I went to Easton, well, a couple weeks ago, because I had the Twist 12s, and they were early or whatever, but they got sent to me, and this dude was like, them ain't even come out yet, and like looking at me like he was trying to question, like, you know what I'm saying, me getting. I was like, nigga, I wouldn't buy these Or you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't like
Right. I'm
flex
not here
on
to flex in
anybody
these.
with these. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like
right.
they're early, so I'm gonna wear them. But after this, you know, they probably will, you know, sit somewhere and collect dust. You
I mean,
know?
like a lot of, I mean, people can't really say anything about early pairs because, like, right now, a lot of boutiques already have the Lightning 4. A lot of boutiques already have the Pollen 1s and stuff like that. They have that stuff in the
Right.
back. So,
They think they have it.
well,
think
I
they
mean,
have it.
yeah, they have it, but
Listen,
they don't have it when it
right.
comes to release date.
This is the problem. I feel like a lot of those spots are perpetuating fakes. I don't believe even for a second that everything that comes out of those shops are real. Right. They might pepper in a real one here and there to post their photos and to bring, you know, traffic, but I feel like a lot of the fakes are coming straight out of those spots.
Out of like tier 0 boutiques?
Yeah,
You think so?
I do.
And
I mean, I think that some of them get creative and do the flippity flop.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
And then you end up with, you know, the highest fake they got at the current moment.
And you never question it, right? Because that's your spot.
Like I saw,
Ball, damn it.
Like I'm on like I've been looking at TikTok. I've been looking at like I said, I've been looking at TikTok more than I look at IG because I don't really have the time during the day to even have my phone. So like I'm on 10 hours a day. When I get home, I just look at the TikTok because it's just quick, you know, boom, boom, boom. And I saw this girl, and she's on I forget what site she's on ordering these damn shoes, and she's talking about they look real, and I'm like, nigga, no, they don't. Like they was like bendy, they was super weak, and you know, I was like, man, like I guess if you are in the sneakers like that,
right,
then you know what I'm saying. But these are the same kind of people, the same people that buy fake bags, you know, belts and watches. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean,
yeah,
that has always been around though.
Always.
Like that culture is all. I mean, I remember back in the day before I could afford Tommy, used to get them flea market joints where they had the short set where you got the one that looked like somebody sewed it up in Bangladesh and, and the Tommy and the Naka and all that shit the same. Thought I was doing something to folks. I'm like, nah, nigga, this is not real. Had the Carl Kanai. The Carl Kanai, you couldn't tell because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was basically, it looked the same. I mean, the quality might have been different, but I remember Carl Kanai used to have them strong ass shirts. The joints is like add an extra 20 degrees, 80 degrees, feeling like 100. And that thick ass shirt.
Carlo, what's happening, bro?
Carlo, what's good?
Yeah, man. I just think that, you know, because Nike is not, I mean, stuff just like this Travis, that we were told 50,000 pairs. That's not a great number, but it's a reasonable number where at least a couple of people we know would have hit.
Right.
And now, however many pair got out, it couldn't have been 50,000. There's no way. But however many pair got out there, is pushing the resale value up because they're not giving us enough. Give us 100,000 pairs, you know,
right,
of every shoe. Give us a minimum of 100,000 pairs of every shoe to keep the resale down below $1,000.
Right,
That's the
so you
smart
can
thing
still get them. Yeah, even
right.
if you really the pony up. But like these are, I think, I don't know why they're doing that with the frags on this style, and then with the threes they were just like
yeah, like,
right. What's up, Chill Town?
Yeah, Chill Town was good. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. It's
tired of it.
I mean, I'm stepping back anyway from the kicks anyway. I mean, I still love them and everything, but it's just a different. Like I don't have that. If I miss something, like it'd be 10:20, I look at it on Saturday. Like, oh, well, guess I just missed it. You know, and it is what it is. So, all right, we'll go to the next one. Yeah. Which one y'all want to get into? Kyrie? Let's get into Kyrie.
Sure.
All right, Kyrie. I have nothing to do with the design or marketing of the upcoming Kyrie 8. In my opinion, these are trash. I have absolutely nothing to do with them. Nike plans to release it without my okay, regardless of what I say. So I apologize in advance to all my sneakerheads and true supporters of the KA Well,
Kai 11 brand.
Kai 11 brand. All right, I ain't even know, but all I know is that that's messed up though. Like, I don't think have we ever had an athlete publicly say before the shoe comes out that they didn't like the shoe? I mean, you know, Jordan said
he didn't like
he didn't like the ones.
Right, those were
at
pre-made
first.
for him. Those were pre-made for him.
Right, he didn't like the ones, and I don't know if he liked the twos either.
He really liked the twos. He was about to dip. It was the threes that brought him back.
But I don't know if he like the only time I think he said with the ones he was on was that Letterman when he had he was like, yeah, these ugly things or whatever. But it wasn't like this though, where he's just like, yo, these are trash, you know. So you think that the Nike will end up losing Kyrie, or
I won't go out and say that they're going to lose them all together. I think part of this has to do with contract negotiations. Having spoke with several people in the business who have done partnerships with Kyrie, he is very, very hands-on. And some would say he's maybe even a little difficult to work with on collaborations because he does have such a strong input. That being said, for the Kyrie 8 to be this far in production and him not to have a voice in it, if you know what he's saying is in fact true, that's very shocking, right? I don't know if they were just trying to create several prototypes and then, you know, the pictures leaked where they were, you know, going to basically present them like, here's our vision, let us know what you think, and then tweak it from there. Because you know, those pictures always leak well before anything is really, you know, close to final production. But this is going to be the Kyrie 8, so I'm pretty sure like we're toward the end of the contract, and there's probably some negotiation and some things like that going on. I would like to stay with Nike. I think, you know, just like with Kobe, like I'm a Nike Kobe fan. I would be a Nike Kyrie fan. I don't know if they would mean as much to me if he was with Puma or Adidas. Like, it doesn't have that same impact. So hopefully both sides can reconcile. But you know, if 21 is any indication of how things are going, then chances are I'll lose both of my favorite brands there in the same year. You know, Kobe and Kai.
Yeah,
it's good. 10.5 and Steve's always happening, fellas.
Hop said, do you think Nike will put a statement these shoes are made with the exact specifications of our athletes on the box? You know they're gonna do it.
I mean, because they're using the specs that he's used previously. I mean, when you look at the shoe, the little bit of it that you can see, it does look like previous versions of Kyrie's. It doesn't look that far off from what we've seen before.
Yeah, I feel like every Kyrie has a similar DNA. Like they all share something. Or they go in steps where like
I mean there's a progression where you can say
the 1 to the 2 are completely different, right? The 3s go back to kind of that mid look. The 4s,
I think the 1s and the 2s, like they don't look the same, but they have like to me, like if you put 5 shoes down and you put them 2 in there, I could be like, all right, I can see how these go together because the style, like I don't know what it is about them, but the 2, maybe it's the outsole. But the outsole,
well, see, that's the thing. Like the Kyrie 1 outsole had that shark, right? That on along the outsole on the front. The 2s had a totally different outsole, right? They had the pivot ball. I would say, if anything, maybe the upper had a similar resemblance.
Maybe it's something about the 2 that I seen. I was like, all right, you know, these make sense. And then the 3rd one kind of goes with it. And I mean, I feel like
the ones to me.
I feel like they all like blend in.
And Flash said maybe Nike don't want him anymore, and maybe they don't want his input.
Maybe they don't. Maybe he's vocal.
Right. I mean, because the last 2-3 years he's been very vocal, very opinionated, and I mean, you know, he hasn't been the true Kyrie performer on the court that we knew previously. You know,
he hasn't won.
I mean, not just that he hasn't won, he doesn't even play a lot. You know what I'm saying? He takes
just as much as any other signature athlete. I mean, he played 52% of the regular season.
But most of them didn't play because of
injuries. The perception.
He had different.
I wonder. Right? I just wonder
if the numbers. He didn't miss any more games than anybody else. But the perception, and to your point, right? You know, some of the reasoning behind it can rub a sponsor the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder if like his stance on everything like where he was supposed to be like the athlete that, you know, everybody goes to, like they make the team shoe after the Kyrie and everything like that, and he's not inspiring a certain group outside of what he's targeting. So Nike's like, how do we get rid of him without saying we don't support him? Because Kyrie has been very vocal about, you know, blacks elevation, and then he gets into some stuff that, you know, people would think was weird. We'll go into that. We'll just say it's weird,
Sage.
but it's just because it's different. But also, are the PR companies, are they putting that out there to kind of tent him?
They are 100%, because he'll get way more media coverage on those quote unquote negatives than any of the positive things that he does. Like he just,
right.
I forgot what the actual infrastructure was, but basically, they built a solar water center in Pakistan.
Right. Yeah, I did see that.
Clean water to the village. And people
I did
there.
see that.
He's, you know, all the money that he donated for all these various causes, he paid, you know, for the WNBA salaries while they were in the bubble, or for those who, you know, were affected by COVID and didn't play and all this other stuff. So he talks the talk, but, you know, he definitely walks the walk. He puts his money where his mouth is, and he created another like nonprofit to help you know, black business owners elevate their business and get awareness. So he does a lot for the community, for the people, and for the world in general. So he's very philanthropic when it comes to that. You know, people just don't like necessarily what he says. So he might say, you know, my focus isn't on basketball, but he'll come out there and cook you for 30.
Right. True. I mean, they're still a dangerous team. If they can be healthy, you know, I could see them in the finals for sure, if not winning it. Right. But
if Giannis doesn't take them out, they're in the finals. Like, let's be honest.
But I think you got a healthy Brooklyn team with all those weapons. I think that they could take out Giannis.
Yeah, bro, 100%. I was arguing with my buddies the other day. They were giving me shit about Brooklyn, and I said, "Listen, bro, like KD almost beat them with half a Harden. Like, like Harden was nowhere near 100%, and it took Giannis, their superstar, literally undercutting Kyrie for them to make it a series. So, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
You know, they'll be back next year, and you know, a lot of teams will be stronger as well. So it'll be fun to watch.
Everybody should be stronger next year all the time.
Yeah, they should be, between free agency and health and everything else. Like, well, you know, teams that matter, teams that were, you know, in contention to begin with.
Right.
And then, you know, it's easy to get on top. It's harder to stay on top, and everyone's going to be coming for the Bucks, and you know, they're going to exploit any weaknesses. And yes, and you can get that season. It's cool, but it's harder to repeat.
For sure. All right, let's hit another one. I might have some surprise ones in there. If anybody has any topics, feel free to share.
OG Warren C. Skinner was good, fellas. JD 89 was happening.
Shout out to Kai.
You can drop this one here. Foot Locker to buy 2 shoe store chains for $1.1 billion in Bitcoin. No, I'm just playing. The 2 shops are Atmos and what was the other one? Something WSS. Where they Atmos is West Coast, right? And WSS is like West Coast and Asia, right?
We got some
Atmos
WSS
Tokyo,
stores here.
We got Atmos.
We do
in
not
Philly.
have
We got Atmos in New York.
Yeah, I think
we have none of those here.
But yeah, we got WSS here. At least one.
Yeah. I think WSS online. That's about it. I've never actually like been to a store.
And it's a basic
in Cali.
It's a basic level store. They don't have anything. They don't get anything.
It's got to be for supply chain. Like,
yeah, I mean basic shoes or whatever. The Air Force Ones.
But what if Nike ends up taking over distribution and then they just wasted $1 billion?
And then that'll be a write-off.
True.
I hate the acquiring of Atmos.
Good, Dre Jungles.
That's what I have a problem with, Atmos.
That's what I'm interested in hearing you talk about.
Yeah, because I mean, y'all know how I am about my collabs, and Atmos does some of the dopest collabs out there. What's going to happen with that now? Are they going to Are they going to own them and
Foot
allow
Locker
them to
collab.
run independently now? Who wants a Foot Locker collab? What they going to do? Give us
Gonna be a
some
champ
stripes
special.
on it? You know, no, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. You know, allow Atmos to run as they are and keep being creative because they make some of the best Air Max collabs on the planet. You can't take that away. And I hate that they acquired them. I mean, it's been working my nerves all day just thinking about the fact that I may not ever get another Atmos collab Air Max again.
But what if they keep keep the name, and they just own it, and that could be, could help you out there. But if they absorb and just become another Foot Locker, then I think we run into problems.
That's a huge problem.
I don't think that's what's going to happen, strictly because they're not looking to rapidly expand. This isn't like a real estate thing. I think they're looking to dive into other areas of sneakers. They purchased GOAT, right, to get that part of the business. I think Atmos adds a layer that they don't necessarily have, right? They're closing down their Foot Action, which used to be like their urban outlook.
Right.
So
are they closing down all the Foot Actions, or just
there's a good it's a vast majority of the brick and mortars that are going to be closing down, right? They used to be their outlet for streetwear and everything else. So now they acquire, Atmos. They're kind of right back in that niche. So the WSS, I can only assume is for supply chain. I don't know enough about that particular, purchase and scenario to understand the rationale there. But it's some big moves. They're definitely spending the capital.
I'm just wondering what is their end goal, because the last year there's been so many. It seems like once a month we're talking about Foot Locker doing something different. Closing down the Foot Action stores. Weren't they looking at getting pre-owned shoes or something like that, or maybe merging with somebody that does consignment or something like that? Didn't we talk about that before?
Was it Stadium Goods or was it GOAT?
Well, they purchased GOAT. They invested in GOAT or whatever.
Right.
They didn't purchase GOAT, but they made an investment, a cash infusion for X percentage or whatever. And you can see that like certain shoes come directly from Foot Locker and are sold.
That's kind of sus.
It is sus, but
very.
Yeah, it's just like when you get the.
What are you gonna do about it? There's no regulation.
They just dropped, and it's 2 hours after the release.
Yeah, right.
Don't make no damn sense.
All right. Well, they're spending some of their money. They're 42% on the year, and they're spending some of that capital.
All right. Like I said, if anybody wants to, guys, has a topic, go ahead and spit it out. But I do have this one here we can just kind of talk about. All right. Unworthy at number 2. Jalen Rose does not think LeBron James has done enough to be ranked number 2 of all time. In this era of basketball, LeBron ain't stopping great players from winning championships. They're getting their turn. There was no turn in MJ's era. What do you guys think about that?
I think it is a hot take. I think it makes for great television. Maybe that's how he feels at the time. It's a valid argument. It's one that it's a barbershop argument that you could have all day.
Right.
It's very, very true. MJ at his prime, nobody was touching him. So I think, my personal opinion on Braun, outside of a conversation with some Braun stan that just drives me crazy, and I then have to debate him, is,
who might that be?
I think he's definitely worthy. Someone like yourself, but no. No, you're not the person who comes to mind when I think about that, but there are a lot of them, and that there is. But I think legit number 2. I don't have a problem with that, man. Like
I like what DeCarlo said. I think MJ had to wait his turn as well, and he did. He had to wait for the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Pistons.
Right. I think we're talking about prime though. Like, what I'm saying? Like once you finally get to the mountaintop,
he stayed on the mountaintop.
What do you do from there? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, how many finals has LeBron gone to? I mean, granted, he didn't win.
How many Super Bowls the Bills been to? I mean, so we can't.
But the Bills don't have any rings though. Where'd Maul go?
Yeah,
the Bills don't have any rings.
I mean, I agree.
LeBron has 4, and he's too shy of Jordan. So what happens if he gets 6? Then people just say, all right, well, if Jordan hadn't gone to baseball, then I mean, you can't give a person rings based on. I mean, if Anthony Davis doesn't get hurt, who's to say that they wouldn't win the NBA Finals this year?
I mean, but there's that scenario in every championship team. I mean, Jordan didn't have it easy every time he won a championship. So
true,
we can't make excuses for LeBron that we didn't make for Jordan, and vice versa. You know, it works both ways. I mean, to me, the argument is even if LeBron come back and win 6 or 7, he still lost some, and we keep forgetting about Kobe. I mean, how many finals did Kobe lose? I don't think he lost any.
One. They lost one, didn't they?
Okay, one. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, y'all know how I am about this argument about LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Could he be 2? Yeah. I mean, but Kobe's still gonna be 2 for me because of what he did with what he had. Because he had teams just like LeBron had, and he never had a team with 3 All-Stars on it. 3 legitimate All-Stars in one season. He's never had that. Never.
He had 2.
He had him and Pippen. Rodman wasn't in the All-Stars those years. Every year that they won the championship when he was on the team. Yeah, Pippen.
But all right. Who on LeBron's team do you think at the time that he played was better than Pippen? Because it wasn't Bosh. Bosh wasn't. I mean, I think Bosh got exposed when he got around good players. I feel like a lot of times you'll have a player that looks like a beast when they don't have anybody else to pick up the slack.
Bosh delivered, though, not all the time because he didn't have to deliver all the time, but he still delivered. Now, I mean, he had Dwayne Wade. I mean, one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. I mean, period.
Right, but I mean, Dwayne Wade was getting older.
No, he wasn't that old when LeBron was there. He wasn't that old. He was still in his mid to late 20s when LeBron was there.
How many years did he play after LeBron left?
And he played several years after LeBron left.
4 years. Then he retired.
I don't know how many, but he played a few years after LeBron left. Didn't he go somewhere else?
He came to Cleveland. Okay. He went to Chicago, and then he came to Cleveland. But I mean, when a player starts moving teams like a bunch of times, and it's like, all right, you know what the deal is. It's a wrap. So I don't know, man. That's the case. Dre Jungle said he'd take Kevin Love over Pippen. You smoking drugs?
No way.
Smoking.
I'm not taking any power forward the last 10 years over Pippen.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, like
maybe Durant. That's it.
And I'll even argue that the competition is stronger now.
I can't argue that. I don't know why people say that. What makes you say that?
I feel like the caliber of player on the end of the bench is better than the caliber today is better than the caliber at the end of the bench back then. Because I mean, you saw some dudes out there like they played for the Washington Generals. No lie. Like you see the one where Jordan just throws the ball, like acts like he got the ball like that, and the dude's like, "Oh my god!" Like nigga.
Okay, but today's game, every year you got about 8 super good teams, and then the rest of the league is trash.
Right.
When Jordan played,
it was spread out. So
it was spread out. Like everybody it was at least 2 All-Stars or 2 All-Star caliber players on every team.
But it's harder to beat a collection of great players than it is when you got the great players spread out when the great players are spread
That's the
out,
problem.
all you got to have is another good player.
That's the problem. All the good players is 3 and 4 on each team instead of spreading out. That's another reason why it's hard for me to give him that number 2.
But that's business, though. I mean, like
it's not business. That's why I want to win a championship.
But I'm saying though, like if he didn't put a team together, then it's just him. Like I mean, when he played with the Cavs the first time, I mean it was him and a college team, a good ass college team that he took to the finals. Like I don't even know how he did it. And
Okay,
hold up, I got a second visual.
Let me get the chill time real quick though. 89 Pistons starting 5 was almost all stars, but they built them. There wasn't no okay. I want to go to this team. They built them through drafts. They didn't build them like they're doing these teams now. Those teams back in the days, 89s and 90s, they weren't built like that. They were built through the draft. It's totally
but I mean it's the evolution of the game though. I mean these like people are like, all right, you look at sports, kids are zeroing into a sport at this point. Like when we were coming up, you played basketball, you played baseball, you played football, you play everything.
Sure.
Now kids are playing basketball year round, traveling and getting these opportunities to work with people who are great coaches. Where if you were decent back in the day, maybe you played some AAU ball, and but you didn't travel and get the exposure like you do right now. And I feel like the talent is more siloed, so you're gonna get a better product. But check this out from No Chill Gil. He says if you give Jordan and Kobe those Cavs teams, they would not have made the playoffs. What do you think about that? I think they might have made the playoffs. I just don't think they would have made it past the first round.
So I'm saying that you're basically saying that LeBron is a better player than Jordan and Kobe was. That's what you're saying.
He was a better fit for that team. I mean, everyone's going to get different results out of talent, work ethic and everything else. If LeBron, do you think that I stand to say Jordan and Kobe could do it too? Like,
do you think if Jordan didn't feel like his team, like he didn't have like a couple competent players, would his frustration have soured the team or lessened the success?
No, I think because of the way Jordan was and because of what he demanded, it made people step up and play better.
Right,
that's possible.
And I think
if you put LeBron on those teams, they don't three-peat, right? Twice. They don't go 72-10. I can use whatever argument right back at old boy. So like, you can miss with all that. That's a LeBron stand talk. Like,
hey man, he said it and he played in the league.
Okay.
Just because
you played in the league don't make
like what's his name? Jalen Rose said that and he played in the league
too.
Who's a better player though? All right, let's do this. Who's a better player? Or would you say was a better player? Jalen Rose or Gilbert Arenas? Independent of their takes. I say Gilbert Arenas.
I think Gilbert Arenas was more consistent.
He's a better scorer.
Yeah.
I feel like Jalen didn't do much in the league. Like, I mean, I like Jalen. I mean, sacrilegious what I'm about to say, but I like Jalen when he played for the Fab Five. I thought he was a hooper then, but then when he came to the league, I was very underwhelmed. I mean, him just like Juwan Howard. And then the other two guys, I mean, I don't know if Ray Jackson, I think he went to the CBA, and then Jimmy King, I think he went overseas. He didn't even make the league.
Okay. I want to look at some of the things saying in the chat. Handsome V. He said, same with Braun. He raises counterparts' levels of play. I really only think he did that with the Heat. I honestly only think he raised their level of play.
Well, the Cavs, he had dudes out there hooping that shouldn't have maybe not been in the league.
No, I don't think who shouldn't have been in the league.
I mean, he had Delonte West out there hooping. He had Mo Williams as a starter. Mo Williams?
What do you mean? Okay, what do you mean by Delonte West hooping? Was he putting 18 points and 10 boards a game?
No.
Okay, then. So how's that hooping?
But he was producing. where
Right.
I mean,
at that
he
point
didn't go
in his
anywhere else and
career, he was
produce.
able to produce.
He said Booby Gibson, Anderson
Gibson.
Varejao. I don't know how he made him look decent. And the
He's a
only
hustle
person
player,
that he
man.
had that was probably he was an okay option at a center was Zadrunas Ilgauskas. But I mean, shit.
Jordan had Paxson and Kerr.
Paxson and Kerr
looking like all-stars.
Yeah, they can shoot. That's all they had to do was shoot.
You can do that when Jordan is being doubled and triple teamed. Scottie Pippen is being doubled and triple teamed. You
don't make that like the 3-point. They had a thing they were talking about the 3-point percentage. It's gone up, but I mean, these guys were
Bill Cartwright
3-point shooters. Like,
yeah, right. Bill Cartwright was 75 years old,
Longley,
and he was out there playing like Akeem Olajuwon.
No, Bill Cartwright was trash. I hated when he had the ball. Anderson Varejao or Bill Cartwright? Bill Wennington.
Like, come on.
Who else? I'm trying to think of people on the Cavs. Like, I mean, who was that? Hollins, Ryan Hollins or whatever. He was trash.
On there for a minute.
Antoine Jameson was on the. Yeah, Shaq too. Trash.
Look what he did with Shaq.
Chill sounds like, give me Luke Longley, you can have him. Judd Bushler, all man, look at y'all naming a bunch of trash. But Jordan made them win championships.
Yeah, because the talent, the people he was playing against wasn't doing nothing.
What are you talking about, man? You are tripping. He was playing against the Lakers. Okay, yeah, they was kind of older, but it was still the Lakers. He played against the Knicks, the Celtics.
Reggie,
Kareem
Onyx
he qualified for AARP.
But you had Kareem, you had Magic, you had James Worthy. Are you forgetting the rest of the players on this team?
But they were old though.
Dude, they wasn't that old and they were still balling. Man, y'all tripping.
The Lakers he beat were an old team. The Lakers he beat were done deal.
I can't wait till this new 75 best players of all time list come out. We're gonna see how many played in Jordan's era and how many play in this era right now. I can't wait to see this list.
It all depends on who make it.
It's the NBA. I think it's the players, the staff, and the sports writers.
I think you have to look at that list like 10, 20 years out.
10, 20 years out from what?
From now. I think you have to wait until everybody's left out the league, because this is the thing is that like old folks would be like, oh, you know, this person was better, even better than Jordan. Somebody might say Dr. J. Somebody might say, you know, Wilt Chamberlain. But their legacy is gone. Like, it's been so long since they played.
I don't give Wilt no credit because Wilt was 7 feet tall and played against a bunch of 6 foot white dudes.
Oh, competition, evolution of competition. LeBron playing harder players.
My thing with LeBron, what I'm going to always say is LeBron is the biggest, strongest dude in the NBA the last 10, 15 years, and it don't make sense that he don't dominate the paint. It just don't make sense to me. It makes no sense. Who can guard him?
I mean,
he can average 40 points a game
in 2 years off of his career.
I bet you he would have had 6 titles.
Spends $1 million on his body annually. I think he'd be all right.
Exactly. Shaq did it. How many titles Shaq has?
What's he got? 2 or 3?
Who, Shaq? Oh, he got more than 2 or 3. He had 2 with
the Lakers, 1 with Miami.
He had just got 2 with the Lakers?
No, Shaq got more than that.
Maybe 3.
I want to say Shaq has 4 rings, but
4. That's what E-Money said. Shaq got 4.
4. Because when Kobe won his 5th, that was part of his post-game speech that he got more than Shaq. So,
all right. So 3 with the Lakers, 1 with the Heat.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, LeBron's got 2 with the Heat, 1 with the Cavs, 1 with the Lakers. Every team he's played for.
LeBron got 3.
He's got 4.
2 with the Heat.
He's got
half
4.
with the Cavs and a half with the Lakers.
Get the fuck out of here.
Listen, man, I love LeBron. I can't fault him for the way that the game is today. But then again, he plays a small part into these super teams when he did that whole big old show on ABC talking about I'm going to Miami, and that was the downfall.
But I mean, honestly though, like we gotta when are we gonna stop talking about that?
It changed the game, so I can't because it changed the game. It has changed. Every team now is like, oh, okay, well, we need 3 stars.
There's men that are more upset with LeBron than when they caught their wife cheating, and they did back there and being all cool and everything. Like, come on, man. Like, what's more important? Like, let this nigga live. Like, he apologized for it. He came back to Cleveland. He won a championship. Everything should be forgiven.
Put Hop comment up there.
Where that
comment?
This one?
Yep. And that says it all. He never had to chase a ring. He never had to chase a ring.
Because the talent wasn't like it is now.
You keep saying that, man. You saying Seattle, the Supersonics weren't good? You saying Phoenix Suns with Barkley, Dan Marley. You saying they wasn't any good?
KJ.
I'm not saying they weren't good, but they weren't as good as the Bulls.
The Knicks with Ewing, Oakley, man, that team was
Starks, Mason.
Yes, Starks. Yeah. Y'all don't get Starks.
Did they knock the Bulls out ever?
No, because of Jordan.
They weren't as good as them.
And they knocked the Bulls out when Jordan was playing baseball.
You know the difference. Even if that team would have been better than the Bulls, Jordan wasn't going to let them beat him. That's the difference between him and LeBron.
But he let the Pistons beat him
neck several times, bro. I lived it.
He let the Pistons beat him.
He was still. How long had he been in the league? 4 years.
He was 13 years old.
He had been in the league for 4 years.
Once he figured it out, he never looked back, and that's my point.
Well, yeah, because he had Pippen. If Jordan doesn't have Pippen, how many rings does he get?
LeBron has always had his Pippen, right? Since he got to the mountaintop, he had his Wade. He got to Miami, lost the first year, 1-2, then lost, right? Goes to Cleveland. He had his Pippen. You know what I'm saying? He had his team. GM LeBron. He picked all
right, and then when they lost, he had Kyrie was hurt and Kevin Love was hurt.
Okay.
And then he went to the finals when they got. I think they got swept. He went to the finals with the Cavs. Didn't have anybody.
You're talking about San Antonio.
The first Cavs team he took to the finals.
San Antonio. Played San Antonio.
And then all right, so then but I'm saying, like, you have to look at that and the fact that the league is different. They have better teams. They had big threes.
You keep saying that, and they did not have better teams. Look at that Pistons roster.
The Celtics weren't any good.
Look at the Pistons roster. Look at New York's roster that they built through the right way, through drafts.
Right. Why is it gonna be like this? Right. That's the crazy thing. Is like, how is it the right way if it's legal? That's just like saying, like,
great in his own right. Like, the moment you try to make these comparisons, it's like he's better than. For the
I'm saying the league is elevated.
Why he's better than, I can give you just as much, if not more, of why he's not.
But can you say that the league was better now than it was back then? You say the level of competition is higher now than it was back then.
If you're looking at 6 or 8 teams, yeah. But if you're looking at a whole, no.
I'm talking about if you take the whole league, and you have them play against each other, who's going to have more wins? The team of today or the team of back in the day?
Back then than I do now. I watch more playoff basketball, but
I'm saying that's a preference.
Right, but
there's more talent.
The level of the game.
Is there more talent on today's players' teams than there was back then? If you look at the roster from bottom to top,
I can't agree with that.
You think that they had better players back then than they do now?
When in Jordan's era in the 80s,
full teams.
Yes,
you're saying that they had better teams.
up
But
and
how are
down.
you gonna say that? How are you gonna say that? And then just go through the Bulls and say that they had a trash team. You talking about Bill Cartwright?
I'm not
Scott
saying they had a
Williams,
trash team. What I'm saying is that the Bulls, if you would
have
put Jordan,
plays.
No, what I'm saying is that Jordan elevated the play of the guys that were around him more than what LeBron does. He made them play better, and then it also made him step up and play better. And LeBron, I'm gonna tell you the biggest difference between both of them. The biggest difference between both of them that should settle any argument at the end of the game with the clock with your team down. Who always gets the ball between Jordan and LeBron?
Jordan.
Always. Period. That settles the discussion, right? If that's your best player, why is the ball not in his hand? Jordan wanted the ball, even though he knew he was going to be double, triple, quadruple team. He wanted the ball. Come get me. Come get me. LeBron doesn't do that.
Yeah, you're right.
LeBron doesn't do that. I mean, it's all simple. It's Kobe was the same way, which is why Kobe.
But if say the other team had two good people on their team and they're double teaming Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like you got three guys that are guarding LeBron in today's game. Why wouldn't you pass it to somebody else? If you got somebody that's open, you have somebody that specializes in shooting 3-pointers. Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, Jordan did find people who he passed to.
Dude, if I'm the biggest dude on the court, let me get in the paint and give me the ball. Ain't nobody stopping me, or they gonna foul me. One or the other. LeBron can have that all day. He chooses not to because he doesn't play that way, and he should. He should. I'm sorry, and that's why I have a problem with LeBron, because he doesn't play the way he should. Jordan played like a damn power forward. I mean, I don't look
LeBron fans.
Yeah, they bad too.
I mean, I'm a Jordan and a LeBron fan. I just like, my thing is that, and I'm not saying that LeBron is a better player. I'm just saying that LeBron doesn't even get the respect to even be a number 2 at this point because of.
I think he wants it too much, bro.
But I don't think he does. I'm
not even going to go into that.
But I don't think that LeBron is the one that gets into it. I think there's a conversation that comes up amongst other people.
HBO
LeBron has many comments.
After that run, that made me the GOAT. His whole aura, the very premise of him coming into the league was that he was the best, right? He was the king. He was anointed king before he even played the Kings. So,
what's the thing? I want to see people's take once LeBron is gone.
He'll be appreciated much more once he's gone.
Exactly, and then we can have a conversation about. All right, well,
LeBron was cold.
Yep. I mean, it's similar to Kobe, though.
Hated Jordan, bro. Think about people hated Jordan coming up. Like, they tortured teams. Like, they hated Jordan. They all still went to the arena to see him.
But I think that people use Jordan. I think shit like that. I think that people use Jordan, like old heads use Jordan to make what they did better than what the kids are doing, just like they do with clothes, shoes, music, and everything else. It doesn't like it. It may not be like. Some people don't like the music that's coming out today. That's fine. I don't mind it. I think some of the stuff is dope. But there's some people who will not give it a chance.
I'm not one of those old heads that look at it that way. I look at just straight up the talent. Most people don't even watch basketball anymore like they used to because it's not
because there's more options.
It's not even just more options. It's not as exciting as it used to be.
But there's more options, and our mentality, like there's so many other things that we can do that we can't absorb everything that's out there. So we're going to gravitate towards other things. If they only had back in the day, say if you didn't have cable, you had 5 or 6 channels, and if basketball was on there, you watching basketball. Even when the cable, when it only went up to like channels only went up to like 30 something.
That was the only way you could watch basketball back then.
Now you got 200 channels on one thing. Go to something else. There's 200 more channels that are different, and they got movies, and you can watch whatever you want. Like there's so many more like avenues to travel. You can go onto YouTube and watch YouTube for an entire month and not watch any TV.
I mean, I agree with that, but I don't think that's why basketball numbers are down. I honestly don't. And I think once LeBron leaves, a testament to who he is, they're going to dip a lot more because you got people who love him and then you got people who can't stand him. So
they all watch the
Right.
same.
yeah, the people
I
who
think-
don't like him watch him lose, and the people who love him watching him see him win.
I
So
think if there's somebody who they pass the torch to, and right now I think they're trying to make that Giannis, but I don't think that Giannis has that.
not gonna happen.
He doesn't have that personality to garner that, and then plus him not being American, I think has an effect too.
All the big stars right now are not American. Look at Luka.
Yep, Luka's a monster. But I don't like. I mean, I think I enjoy watching him play when I sit down to watch him play, but I don't make it a point to go out and seek him playing. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm just happen to be watching basketball and I see that he's on, I'll watch him play. But like if LeBron's on, I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna watch LeBron. But I don't really have anybody else in the league that I really care to watch. So I mean, because there's so many other options. There's so like YouTube. I'd rather watch somebody live that I know or somebody that I interact with on YouTube do their live than to watch a game of people who I don't care about. Like if there's two teams that are playing I don't care about, I'd definitely rather watch and have that interaction there.
I get it. I mean, you know, I don't want to sound like I hate LeBron because I don't. I mean, I was a huge fan of LeBron at one point, huge. But I mean, it's just over time, it's just, you know, I still love him as a player. Definitely love him as a person and who he is.
Man, Luka balling.
He's amazing.
Luka's overrated. I don't think he's overrated, man. I wanted him to be, but I think he's
over media rated. Like he's really good. And I think the media just thinks it unfold.
Well, yeah, because he's the great white hope, but I still think he's legit. He's a legit player, though. Like when you see him playing, I mean, even in these Olympic games, USA is struggling with teams. And I mean, Luka's balling on these dudes.
He's another Dirk. I mean, you know,
But I'd say, I mean, he may even be better than Dirk.
He's better than Dirk, but he's another Dirk. I mean, every era has that player. We had Larry Bird. You know, we had. I mean, Steve Nash, Dirk. Now we got Luka. So you know,
Nash got back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, the MVP is trash anyway.
Over Kobe.
The MVP. I feel like they don't get. I feel like they don't give it to the real. I mean, it could have been Jordan back then. It could have been Jordan every year because he was. You lost Jordan. People did stop. I didn't watch the years that he wasn't playing. I didn't really watch because I was like heartbroken that when he came back, I was excited and I came back and I watched. When he left or when he went to the Wizards and I seen that he was a shell of himself, I just was like, and plus, I mean, I was in college and shit.
So the best years of basketball for me, them 2 years that Jordan was gone.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people didn't slide in there.
We would have beat them anyway.
No.
Even Jordan has said that. Even Jordan has said that the toughest player he ever had to play was Elijah One.
But then when he came back, then they won.
I mean, he would have lost.
We didn't make it. We had them brought Barkley on the team. We didn't make it. We brought Pippen on the team after Jordan left. Our team was trash after that.
Yeah, I think those were your worst uniforms. Those blue ones.
Man, those uniforms are great. What are you talking about?
Nah, I don't like those. Those look like
we always consistent.
Them look like Calvin Cambridge, like Mike uniform.
E-Money Elijah One's the greatest center ever played basketball. When the man didn't start playing basketball until he was 18 years old. Facts. And he made every great center look like shit. Every single one of them.
Well, let's go and shut it down. Or y'all want to talk about anything else?
Oh no, we good. The homie Chill Time got a show coming up. So
all right, yeah, everybody go ahead and
I got work to finish.
Head on over to the homie Chill Town.
Yeah, I don't be looking at the chat.
What?
I'm always watching the chat.
I lost it. Did something get said?
Nah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Oh yeah, I just now seen that. All right. All right, cool. So go ahead, Mom, man. We'll go ahead and shut it down.
Yes. We'll drop a comment, after the show's over. LeBron or Jordan, any other topics y'all want to discuss next week, guests, etc. We're gonna get that going again. But appreciate everybody kicking it, with us this hour plus on a Monday. Hope everyone has a great week. Good luck on all your future cops. If you got anything on the Yeezy Day restock, congrats. And if there's anything else coming out that you want, good luck. So with that, I'll kick it to the fellas. Say their goodbye.
All right. I will go ahead and I'm gonna thank everybody for coming through. It was light at first, you know what I'm saying? Everybody came out. Appreciate you guys shooting through and giving us some time, investing some time into our little show. Everybody who shouted us out, want to give a shout out to Hop, KB Fresh Kick, Big Boy. And then also shout out to IBA. Make sure you guys go ahead and check him out. You know what I'm saying? Cop some merch. What else I want to say? I think that's it, man. That's all for me. I'll go ahead and defer to Dwight.
Appreciate y'all for coming out. Like Kev said, it started out light. I didn't think we was gonna have anybody watching tonight, but y'all came through as always, and we appreciate that. And I just always, lately it's been about showing love to the other channels because y'all been showing us love. So make sure you go check out the Trap House 2.0. They're on a whole different channel now, and they still doing their thing over there. Go also check out Drake Jungles channel, Chill Town. I think he's coming on tonight. They got a battle coming up. Who Has the Heat got a dope battle getting ready coming up. Go check them out. Retro Talk Forum. Go check them out. Zaya. Go check out Ease the Crave. Talking Kicks. I mean, just everybody, man. Just network. Let's build this community up and take over with all of these great channels and great content providers. With that being said, man, much love to all y'all. And thank y'all again for coming through and showing love like y'all always do. We see y'all Monday.
Peace.